Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as only 17% of you do. I'm trying to raise that up a little bit. All right, today we're going to talk a little bit about Gtape. That's what we're happen to be doing today on this particular deck. And I wanted to show you the quickest way to apply Gtape that we have found, and a couple differences between a couple different types and why you have to use a specific type of Gtape to make it go very fast. All right, so what you see here is I have a roll of 3035 BK. Okay, that's BK stands for black. This is a waterproof membrane tape made by Nichigo, and they call it Gtape. It's a Mitsubishi-owned company. So what I'm going to show you now, this is a backerless tape, which means it's just like any other roll of tape. There's no paper backing to it. So 65 feet comes on a roll, and it's pretty condensed on the roll. Compared to a traditional roll of Gtape that has backing paper on it, you can see the difference in the thickness. Same amount of footage on these two rolls, but this one has a paper backing on it and this one does not. Okay, so why does that matter? Well, this is called 3040 and this is called 3035. 3035, because it does not have any backing tape, you can put it into a tape gun like this, and you can make very quick work out of applying it to the tops of your framing. Why do we do all this, you ask? There's a big controversy right now about decking and deck longevity and how long can you make your frame last and how do you protect your framing. The first place that framing is gonna fail, and at least in the Pacific Northwest where I live, is the top of the joists. That's where all the screws go in. It's where all the pine needles and all the sediment sits in between the deck boards. That's the first place where things sit and they stay wet, and then they start to fester, decay, and rot, and then they start to rot out your framing. So if you put a protective layer between your frame and wherever those open areas are, and you protect the top of this from moisture, this stuff is self-sealing. So it's gonna seal all the screws, any fastener that you put through the deck board into your frame, it will seal all that up and keep the moisture from penetrating into that space. So that's why we like this product so much. But like I said before, I'm just gonna open this roll up of 3040 and show you guys what I'm talking about a paper backing. Because maybe some of you are new to the channel, or you're new to construction, or you don't do construction and you just like the video or whatever. So basically you have to peel the tape off the backer. This is what the original Gtape a few years ago, maybe, well, 2016 is when I started using it. There's a paper backing to it. So as you peel this away, you have this that you throw away. Okay, this is the exact same tape without the paper backing. So when you open this up, it's like another roll of masking tape, high quality masking tape, like so. The reason I like Gtape is because it's easy you can rip it easily with your hands. If you touch it to itself, you can pull it apart. It's not like, this is an acrylic tape. It's not like other asphalt membrane tapes that once you do this, you cannot pull them apart. You can actually pull this apart, reposition it, stick it, whatever. When you start sticking it to itself, it's okay. You can stick it to there, it comes apart. But if you stick it to the backing paper, sometimes it doesn't want to come off of that, so you gotta be careful. But this stuff is pretty sticky. I'm gonna show you an example. This is a brand new piece of pressure treated hemlock. I'm just gonna lay this down on this like so. And now I'm gonna rip it off. And you can see that it's actually taking part of the fiber with it when I took that apart. So that's how quick this stuff sticks. It does not work very well when it's wet. You usually have to staple it down. But the fastest way to apply, I mean, it's pretty fast if you wanna apply it by hand like this. Okay. But we found, like, if you put it in a tape gun, it goes pretty quick. Of course, I ran out. But what you'll find out is that if you load it into a 2-inch tape gun, 3035 comes in a 2-inch roll and a 4-inch roll. That's the only two widths they make right now. And I think they kind of designed it that way so you can put it in a tape gun. We have some 2-inch guns and 4-inch guns, and it just goes so quick when you have it loaded like this. You just don't have to mess with it so much, and you have some good leverage because you have a handle that you're holding on to instead of just a roll of tape. And there's a couple different ways you can either push down on the cutter like so, or you can actually make a hand cut or tear with it just like normal, like we do normally without the gun. There are some sharp serrated edges right here that can help. So I'll do that one more time. You can kind of eyeball it, get it centered up. There you go. Pretty quick. So one more thing though, as you're applying the tape, I like to do, I always like to tuck my corners and flatten this out, because when you take a 2-inch piece of G-tape and you're putting it over an 1.5 inch joist, it fattens the width and it's a little bit deceiving. You may not be able to really tell where the center of the joist is. So I just like to cut my corners in like this, and I like to tuck everything tight to the joist. Just a quick rub is all it is. Like so. There you go. Now you're protected. So see the difference between just leaving it loose and tucking it in. I like it to be nice and tight, sitting up against the joist like so. And then you don't have to sweat so much when you go to lay this board, you know where the center of this joist is. This one, you kind of know where it is, but it can be a little convoluted when you have decking laid down and things aren't quite as clear. So we always go through and try to iron things out like that. So I hope you learned a little something about waterproof membrane tape and why we use it. If you did, please don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content, which is usually 3 days a week. And like this video, and please tell it and share it with your friends. Tell your friends about us. Also leave a comment below and I'll get back to you in a timely fashion. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.